Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, into the action we go today. Markets are having a nice afternoon sell. Again, very reminiscent of yesterday. If you look at yesterday, we had a gap up and we surged up for the first 40 minutes, went sideways for a majority of the midday session, and then sold off in the afternoon. Today, we opened flat to negative, surged up, and then again in the afternoon. Same time frame, we're seeing the selling progress. And what I love about this market is you're not seeing much volume, but it's still sell side volume, which is very rare in this market. All right, now I have a day trade level for you. This gap fill right here, folks, would be a long day trade if we come directly into it. That's at 160.40, 160.40. All right, after that, you're looking at this pivot low matching with this pivot low right here. So approximately right here would be your secondary day trade long opportunity, which is at 159.94. All right, so those are your two key levels to watch in the afternoon trading. And again, we'll just talk about those for now. Couple other things to go over, guys, all right? And a couple just little odds and ends, what we want to focus on. Notice this trend line here from this low pivot to this low right here. We broke it, and that's really where the selling escalated to the downside. And again, we're only down 60 cents on the SPY, so it's not that drastic, in today's action on this Tuesday, July 2nd, 2013. S&P's down 6, Dow's down 75, Nasdaq's down 15. But again, what I think is interesting is that it's happening on light volume. That tells you that there are people, there's not a lot of volume in the market, but it tells you whoever's in the market trading right now does not want to hold into the holiday. So sure enough, we're seeing a little bit of weakness coming in, and again, there's talk about the jobs number now being moved up to Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, and some things like that, which I think are making a few people a little bit on the nervous side. All right. So that's what we have going on here on an intraday basis. Take a look at the daily chart. The daily chart continues to be slightly bearish as long as it's bumping up against here. I still think overall we're probably going to get one more push higher in the market and taking it to this level right here. This gap fill is really a sweet spot at the 163.50 level. So 163.50 I still think is a possibility, although again the markets are stalling out at these moving average, which in all fairness is not surprising considering there are moving averages of resistance right in this range. Going to a couple charts, guys. Apple moved up beautifully, but right into the master level. Take a look at this trend line I've had, and I've talked about this to you guys even in this free video probably a million times at this stage, the 420 level. Right? I mean, how many times have I said 420 on Apple, 420 on Apple? All right, I mean, just looking at this, we bought it here, we bought it here. I mean, just very easy to play this level. Notice how we got below here. We broke back above. We came down, bounced. Then we broke down, and we went right to that level and then stalled out. So this level here, pivot right there. You could even make a case there was a small pivot there, pivot here, and again today, pivot right there. Really amazing to think about. Notice how this time you really just broke through, and this time you broke through, but each retrace, you've kind of come back to that same level. Here you broke above, today you're stalling out. This is just a major, major level. My analysis is showing if we confirm back to the upside, then Apple would have upside bias. As long as you stay below or don't confirm above, I still consider Apple to be in a weak position here. It's had a great bounce, but in all fairness, I called for this bounce by saying end of quarter selling by institutions and money managers was driving it down in last week's session. That ended on Friday of last week, and sure enough, since then you've had a nice move up. But that will stall out now. All right, you're going to get sellers to get coaxed in again on it, and sure enough, it looks like today as it's pulling back, it may have matched its price point for short-term gains. All right, so that's interesting on Apple. Google's getting hit today. Nice move down on Google after opening higher. Take a look at your intraday. This is a beautiful sell-off on Google, down about $9. Baidu is also taking a beating today. Look at this, just continual selling on Baidu today. This is a Chinese stock. There's a lot of concerns about the Chinese economy, folks. And again, China supposedly lies about their economic news anyway, so you always assume it's worse than what they're telling you. And if they're telling you it's not good, then it's probably really not good. So I think that's continuing to be some of the pressure on some of these Chinese large players, and even on the FXI, which is the ETF that tracks China. We know that's been down sizably of late. If we bring up the FXI daily chart, I mean, look at this daily chart. It's just been rocked. Let me take a look here. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, just from where you were at the start of the year in 2013, 42, and you're down to 32 essentially, just off the lows. And even this, in terms of a bounce, is not much of a bounce. And we're seeing some pretty significant downside here on the FXI, which again is the ETF that tracks China, the Shanghai Index. All right, a couple other things to go over. JPM is still up on the day, up about 43 cents, so that's still hanging in there. Financials, all even with JP Morgan's action though, are not doing too well. Like Goldman Sachs down a buck 30 and change. This is a great bearish pattern I talked about to my members here, and it looks like it even wants to start to try to play out. Now, you really can't short this ahead of the holiday because volume, again, is going to be so light tomorrow after the jobs number. Obviously, if we get the jobs number tomorrow, again, I haven't seen confirmation on that, so that's what I'm hearing, but I want to see it in print myself. But if that's the case, then you'll have some good price action tomorrow morning, probably off the jobs number, and then it's going to die out by 11 o'clock or so, and Friday will just be a dead day in the markets, as no one really will be around to trade that day. But in any case, the bearish pattern on Goldman here is a sweet pattern. That is a great pattern. By the way, I gave out a day trade on our Rant and Rave blog today. This is a great day trade, guys. Take a look at this. All right, so I called out this day trade. I posted about it for free on a Rant and Rave blog, and sure enough, see this move up right here? All right, so you had an inside bar action right down to here, and you had the necktie crossing. This was your long opportunity, and look at that move up. Really, I sold mine at double top right here, so it could have gotten a couple more pennies out of it. But either way, it was a good little gain right there. No, great gain in fact for about 20 cents on the upside of POT. Just a very simple, low risk day trade right there on again POT potash. All right, again, make sure you see that pattern there with the necktie coming together underneath. That triggers the long, and you just ride it up into the midday session over lunchtime. Great little trade there. There's actually some good trading today, guys. One of the stocks that I gave out to members today was this one here. You can see I was in and out of it quite a bit, but right here you can see a beautiful pop on this SGOC. This one was a no-brainer. And again, we'll remove those so you can actually see the chart. But you can see here how it had a huge, huge pop today. The reason why it popped was a simple sympathy play. CLNT today, a monster move up on earnings guidance. All right, literally this stock is up right now $1 to 6 and change. So I mean, percentage-wise, it was huge, but it was at 760 earlier today, and that's a profitable Chinese play. And so is SGOC. And sure enough, guys, look at the pop today on that one. That one had a nice move, went as high as $2.20 from the alert at literally 180, folks. 180 alert to members to go to 220. It's a 40-cent move on a $2 stock, 20% return in a matter of probably about 30 minutes or 20 minutes or so. That's how high it went that fast. All right, so really nice trade there. That was in the intraday stock chat today as well. In terms of just monitoring everything else, guys, continuing to just kind of focus in on what we're seeing in the markets. You continue to see a market that wants to go down, but the volume is the issue here. Right now we're getting a bounce in the spiders back up. And again, what I would say is just going forward, and I'll end the video on this, I still think the market probably floats around neutral to higher tomorrow and then into Friday's action. Remember, Thursday the market's closed for July 4th, and then even into Monday when volume's super light. But I do think there's another wave of selling coming, a pretty tremendous wave of selling. The question is, do we get up a little bit more? I still have a target that at 163 that should be achieved within about a week's time or so. So just keep an eye on that. If the jobs number is posted tomorrow and it's good, you could see the market get there very quickly. So be interesting to see what that price action is. My guess, if they're moving the jobs number up till tomorrow, they want people out spending, so it's probably a good jobs number tomorrow. Okay, guys? Again, make sure you confirm that, though, before assuming they're putting out the jobs number tomorrow. I just haven't confirmed it yet, so I'm going to do that in a few minutes once I get off this video. All right, guys, enough said. I got to get back to trading. Interesting action this afternoon. Nice to see only 88 million shares traded, so volume's dead. But, again, very nice to see some action in this market on a pre-holiday session. Take care.